Many companies out there are scrambling to prepare for the EU battery passport by simply, well, hyper-focusing on generating a QR code. But let me be absolutely clear right up front. A QR code alone is not going to save you from this massive regulatory wave. We need to talk about the urgent reality that battery exporters and manufacturers have to face right now. Let's get straight into the analysis. So let's shatter the biggest and frankly most dangerous misconception right away. 2027 is the deadline. It is not the start date. February 18th, 2027 is the exact date when the system for light means of transport, industrial batteries over 2 kilowatt hours, and EV batteries must be fully, flawlessly functioning in the EU market. It absolutely doesn't mean you can wait until then to start getting your house in order. Think about what consumers are actually going to see in 2027. That visible QR code on the casing? It's just the tip of the iceberg. It's merely an access point. The real game changer is the massive, deeply hidden data supply chain infrastructure sitting right beneath the surface. Without that hidden system, your QR code is literally just an empty shell. So what are the 5 foundational pillars that exporters absolutely must build, starting today? Well, Foundation 1 is all about project scope. I know there's a huge temptation to rush out and buy expensive software solutions right away, but hold on a second. Defining the exact regulatory boundaries, like which specific batteries fall under the regulation and exactly who is placing them on the EU market, is absolutely crucial before you spend a single dime on tech. You see, the economic operator who actually places the battery on the EU market carries the heavy legal responsibility for the accuracy of that passport data. Just listing out your battery models doesn't cut it anymore. You have to build a precise responsibility matrix. We're talking about connecting product categories, legal entities, your customers, and the actual data owners to completely eliminate any dangerous blind spots. Moving on to Foundation 2, carbon data. There's this incredibly common and frankly fatal myth out on the factory floor that a carbon footprint is just one simple number you calculate at the very end of the line. But the reality? The EU requires incredibly specific information per category, backed by rigorous proof. Just look at how the total carbon footprint breaks down. It is scattered across your bill of materials, factory energy use, supplier inputs, and logistics. This data lives across countless facilities and supply networks, often buried in dozens of Excel files sitting on who knows whose computer. Simply buying a software platform won't magically fix this. You have to strictly define your calculation boundaries and set firm update frequencies first. That brings us to Foundation 3, supply chain data. We really need to stop viewing a battery as just a single standalone product. It's actually a massive, complex, living network of materials, components, and companies all woven together. Tracing the physical sequence from the raw material to the cell, then the module, the pack, and finally the EU market is a massive journey. To digitally link this entire flow, common digital identifiers are non-negotiable. The days of emailing one-off Excel files to suppliers and manually typing in data, those are completely over. Right now, you need strict data contracts dictating exactly how this information is exchanged. Okay, let's shift gears to Foundation 4. QR architecture. This is the technical and digital infrastructure sitting right behind that final QR code. There's a question companies keep asking, and it's the wrong one. They ask, who's going to generate a nice-looking QR code for us? The actual question you need to be asking is, what kind of trusted data system is this QR code going to unlock? Because the QR code is just the access point, not the database itself. Your underlying system has to use open standards and machine-readable data. And crucially, it needs to expertly separate a public access layer for everyone and a highly restricted access layer for sensitive data. Finally, we hit Foundation 5, data governance. This is honestly the most critical yet wildly underestimated pillar of them all. Who generates the data? Who validates it? Who on earth approves the changes? The battery passport isn't just an IT project. It is an ongoing governance challenge of managing people and organizational control. So what exactly should executives be doing today to build these audit trails and continuity plans? The blueprint is simple. Start small, then scale. Pick just one battery family to begin with. Map out your legal responsibilities, define the required data fields, connect your high-risk suppliers, and build a minimum viable data flow right now. Wrapping up this briefing, I want to leave you with this definitive reality. The EU battery passport is not a 2027 problem. It is a data problem that exporters need to solve right now. When 2027 rolls around, it won't be the companies with the prettiest QR codes that survive. It will be the ones with bulletproof validation governance. So, is your company actually ready to load batteries onto ships heading for Europe? Or are you just going to be left standing on the dock holding an empty QR code?